Hey y'all, this is Casey Hope with Pizzazz Art Studio, and today I'm excited to show you another fun technique with Crayola markers. Yes, Crayola markers, you can get them anywhere. There's so many fun things you can do with them. So today we are going to go over a little bit of lettering and a little bit of fun techniques. So here are the supplies that you will need today. Grab your Crayola Super Tips or any kind of Crayola markers. I'll be using some of these blues. You need watercolor paper. I've got a plastic bag. There's going to be some magic that happens with this. A cup of water and a paintbrush. A lot of times people are asking me, like, what kind of paintbrush? This is just going to be kind of a soft round brush. It could be bigger than this too. I'm not going to be picky on that. You're going to get a pencil and a Sharpie. Make sure that it's a Sharpie or some sort of permanent black pen. For this technique, you need a permanent black pen and Crayola. Don't try to do it all with Crayola and you will see why. Now, I'm going to try to show you how to do this lettering and this technique in under 10 minutes. We always hear people say they don't have time to create, but we're going to show you that yes you do. Grab a sketchbook and some easy supplies and you can do this too. So I'm challenging myself to do it in 10 minutes. You challenge yourself to do it in 10 minutes, and if I do, we're going to be picking a winner, okay? And a winner is going to get some of these transfers. Now, what is so cool about these transfers, y'all? The wall behind me, we turned them into transfers. We are so excited about this product. This is a new product that we developed, and it's just, if you've never used a transfer, it's almost like a tattoo. It comes with a stick that you can rub on, and you can put it on paper, wood, all kinds of surfaces, canvases, a lot of fun. So if I do it in 10 minutes or less, and if you subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, like the video, all the things, you will be in the drawing for one of our transfers. So, all right, let's get rolling. Okay, so I'm going to do something kind of more lettering focused today, but still showing you a super cool technique with Crayola markers and this Ziploc bag. So I have taken one of our scripture cards. This is something that we send out to our members, and I'm going to use this as my inspiration for the lettering today. And it just says, "Worthy are you, Lord," from Revelation 4:11. So I'm just going to have that insight, and I'm going to letter first. So here we go with worthy. Now, I am not going to drop my Y just yet. That's one little trick. Sometimes I don't want to do that because it's harder to fit everything else, so I'm going to wait for that. So worthy, let's see, and I'm going to do R later. I'll come back and do R later. So here we go with U. Okay, I'm going to do L. Okay, so here, I know that this D is going to come up, and I know this Y is going to come down. So I'm just kind of thinking through this for a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the Y down in this area. And then I have freedom to go up there, and they're not hitting each other. So that's why I kind of waited on that, because I knew we were going to be close right there. And then I'm going to fit the word R right in here. Just kind of fit it like a puzzle, like just let it fit right inside there where that opening is. I'm going to take my Sharpie. Now this is important. The Sharpie or some sort of permanent black marker. The reason that is important is because we're going to be putting water on top of this in a second. If you use a Crayola on this part, this is all going to turn to gray, okay? So you don't want to use the Crayola marker on this part. You will be using it in a little bit, but right now you've got a Sharpie or some sort of permanent marker that is not going to bleed whenever you add water to it. All right, so it looks a little shaky right now. I'm going to come back in and thicken those downstrokes, and that is going to help it look a lot more put together. If you like lettering, if you like making, art with your words, or maybe you just want to learn to do it a little bit more, check out our lettering club. There will be a link in the show notes for today just to give you more information on that. We are not open all the time, but we do open a few times a year. And if this is your jam, if you love combining lettering and art and, faith-based, that is kind of who we are and what we do. We like to keep things, it's called Whatever Letter Club because of the verse Philippians 4:8 that says, think on these things, whatever is true, whatever is pure, whatever is worthy, whatever is right. You got to think on these things. It's a training your brain. So by us lettering these things, it helps to retrain our brain. It helps us to think on those things when we've got them lettered in front of us or on scripture cards that we send. There are lots of different resources and tools and things that we provide to help you fix your eyes on whatever is good and true. Okay, now I don't have a big eraser in here. If I had a big eraser close by, I may erase my pencil line, but it's not a have to. But as you can see, that thickening and the thickening the downstrokes, leaving the upstrokes alone, and having that push-pull between the thick and the thin really looks good. And so now what we're going to do, you're going to like this, I think. We're going to make a splotchy watercolor background, but just by using Crayola markers. So you've got to think of what colors you want to do. I'm thinking blues. I think the blues will look really pretty. So I'm going to just take just a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to start pulling out some of these blues that I like. And I'm just going to scribble on it. Let's see. It doesn't really matter which side. So I'm just going to scribble in different places on my Ziploc bag. I do want there to be a variation of blues, though. I think that's going to look interesting. If you have a darker color, I want that to be a little bit more on the edge, probably. And let's see, maybe this kind of blue-green. We'll put a little bit of that in there as well. Okay, there's a couple of different ways you could do this. If you had a spray bottle, you could wet this just with a spray wet. But I don't have a spray bottle with me, and you might not either. So the other way is just to get your paintbrush, and this is just plain water, and I am like really laying this on. I want it to be pretty wet. Notice I'm going right on top of my lettering. This is why we used a Sharpie. This is why we did not use a Crayola anything, because at this point, well, I take that back. Crayola does have some permanent pens, but usually the kind that you pick up are just the kind that are water soluble, which we love for all the techniques that we're doing, but we don't love for this one thing. So I'm going to have to pick it up, look how the light hits it, because sometimes it's a little hard to see if you've gotten water everywhere or not. If you've got a phone, if you want to like hold up, your flashlight to it, it'll kind of help. So just kind of take a look and see if you've gotten it everywhere. Again, a spray bottle's faster, so if you have a spray bottle, just squirt it a few times. And I think this is about ready for us to add our bag. So we're going to take this bag and we're going to flip it over to where all the color side is down. We're going to touch all that water. Y'all see already how it's looking pretty cool, All right. I'm going to pick it up. I might pick it up and then re-splat it again. Oh, I love that. I love it. So I can take this if I want to go over to the edges a little bit, do a little bit on the table, but basically, there we go. I'm going to either let this just dry on its own, or maybe I'll get a little paper towel just to dab it up a bit. But y'all, how fun is that? You take a saying, something you want to focus your mind on, letter it in your journal, grab your Crayola markers, do a little scribble, and you've got this really cool background. So y'all have fun with this. If you wanted to do it the other way around, let's say you wanted to make backgrounds first and then letter on top, you can do that. You just have to wait until the background is completely dry, but you totally could make all different color backgrounds in your sketchbook and then come back later to letter on them. Okay, we did it, y'all. We did it in 10 minutes. We had like 8 minutes, really. We did this with time to spare. So that means one of y'all is getting this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment, like it, and we will be drawing winners. We pick winners every single week, and we get those prizes out the door. So y'all be sure to do all the things and grab a notebook and just have some peace and play today.